The derivative sign is cosine. And derivative of this one is 1 plus f prime x. F prime is y prime. So this is an implicit differentiation. Means we don't need to solve y in terms of x. We direct apply chain rule can find an expression of dy dx. So the answer involves both x and y, because maybe the same x has different y's. If you put xy by this point, then you find the slope here. Here, the slope here. So this the expression usually involves both x and y. This is implicit differentiation in微分法. The function f we don't write out its explicit form. That's the reason why we call this function is defined by this equation implicitly. And this technique is called implicit differentiation. Without solving y in terms of x, we can find the derivative of y directly. Got it? Okay. I still remember, maybe I taught this graph when I taught, I was teaching this topic. I sketched. No. You have regard y as a function of f, defined by this y is defined by that given equation. For example, when x is given 1, then y equals 1. When x equals 2, then y equals 1. X equals 3, then y equals 2. So you may regard y as a function of x. Of course, in this example, you can solve y in terms of x. But usually, maybe for more complicated. In this case, maybe we cannot find an explicit expression of y in terms of x, but in our mind, we already keep in mind here y is a function of f. So this f, though without an explicit form, but we believe there is an f defined by that equation implicitly, not directly, indirectly. Okay, next. Oh, right. differential amount dy, the differential of y. Dy, by definition, is f prime of x dx or dy dx times dx. Dy dx, the derivative of d dx cosine pi x times dx. The derivative of cosine is minus sine. Now this is a composite function of the polynomial and the cosine. Differentiate this, we obtain pi dx. So dy equals minus pi times sine pi x dx. B. For the given values of x and dx, Now x equals 1/3 minus pi sine pi third times dx is minus 0.02. Sine pi third 0 pi. Equivalently, this is 60 degrees. Sine is y coordinate. dy, differential of y is proportional to dx. When x is even, this is number. dx, dx, dx. So dy proportional to dx. If dx is also even, then dy is obtained. Here, by chain rule, because x is met first by a polynomial function, then cosine. So use chain rule, differentiate first, apply to this function, we have minus sine at this value. Then differentiate this with respect to x, we obtain the coefficient of pi. Let's take a break.